Hi everyone and welcome to the final episode of From Hope to Glory at Truro City with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So we have reached the climax of our last season and welcome today to a Premier League deciding match against Manchester United and also an FA Cup final. So we have the possibility of playing at least 2 games today. It might be 3. Why is that? Well, if we go and have a look at the league table immediately, you will see that our first opponents for today's video is Manchester United, and they sit top of the table on 74 points with 2 games to play, and we sit second with 73 points with 2 games to play, and we play each other today. So that is the first game of this particular episode. If we get the right result here and it goes down to the last game of the season, we will then play the Aston Villa match, the last game of the Premier League campaign, on this particular episode as well. And whatever happens in either of those games, obviously if Man United beat us and they're 4 points clear, I won't play the Villa game on the episode because there is one more game to play as well, and that is Manchester City in the FA Cup final as a complete climax to the end of this entire series. So it's going to be a bumper episode. Let's see how we get on against Manchester United. So we do have a couple of injury issues in this first match. Breath and Signorelli are both out injured, unfortunately, so they're not in the lineup for today. But other than that, we've been able to pick our first choice 11 pretty much. So for the first game against Manchester United, we are going in with Wendell in goal, Swan at right back, Claridge at left back, Claridge and Colombini and in central defence, Maguire, Betchlis and Morrison in central midfield, Fernandes on the right, Lax on the left and Abu Bakar up top, with a bench of Joan, Ionel, Silva, Marks, White, Lawrence and Henderson. So let's get into the first game and see what happens. So I've pumped the fists and I've said to them, we owe United for what they did to us last time. They beat us earlier in the season. Go out there and get revenge. We are at home here, so that could be vital for us. But this is as big a game as is possible to have in the Premier League, pretty much. One-off match. Can we keep in this title race right the way through to the last game of the season? Or are Manchester United going to snatch it from us in this particular match? We'll have to wait and see. They've got a far superior goal difference than we have, so we have to beat them on points to win this title. And to do that, we kind of have to beat them today, really. So in we go. Truro City at home to Manchester United. Bit of a title decider. If United win it, then they win the title. Anything other than that, and it goes to the last day of the season and still anything is possible. Is United on the attack down their right-hand side, having switched it from the left? They get in the box and surely we haven't given ourselves a problem already with a penalty kick given against us. It looks like we have. Calafiori in the box. The referee has gone to check out the monitor for the penalty review. I suspect he's going to come out and give it, unfortunately. Here we go. And he does. Penalty awarded. Calafiori got caught out in the box. And we have to defend a penalty early on. Can Wendell provide a miracle? He can. He almost got there, but he couldn't quite manage it. And off we go. After 3 minutes, Manchester United are already 1 goal up. So we'll have to see whether we can come back from this at all. But that is a little bit tricky, isn't it? First half, first 5 minutes, again, it's Manchester United on the ball, in possession, down the right-hand side. We've got to find a way to nick it from what we do. Abu Bakar finds the loose ball in defensive area for Man United, and we come back at them into the box, and the second shot from Betchlis in the end, having, I think, Maguire taken the first shot, which was blocked. The goalkeeper dived out of the goal to try and block that original shot, which left Betchlis with a completely open goal. Good defensive block. And he made no mistake on that second one at all. And after 5 or 6 minutes, we even up the match 1-1 after 6 minutes of play. A highlight heavy again at the start of this first half, and Man United on the ball again down the right-hand side, switch it into the middle, work the ball very nicely, and they get an attempt at goal. And at the near post, I'm a little bit disappointed that Wendell was beaten there, really. I think he should have been able to cover that one. It was a blasted shot, a very good shot, but nonetheless, I'm a little bit disappointed that the goalkeeper couldn't quite get over there and stop that one from going in at his near post. And after 7 minutes, Manchester United go back in the lead. And it has been a pretty frenetic first 5 or 10 minutes, hasn't it, really? Let's see if the game settles down a little bit. We are in the match in terms of the statistics, but so far, Manchester United have had the better of it. Again, they've got a highlight, and possession is down their left-hand side after 17 minutes of play. So we've moved on a few minutes since the last highlight. Can we find a way to get a foot in? It doesn't look like it. It looks like they're going to get the cross in. They do. We get it partially cleared, but the ball comes back out to them in midfield. That is a lovely through ball. Really lovely through ball. And Rayner gets on the end of it, and he puts it underneath the goalkeeper at the near post again. And on this occasion, Wendell again couldn't quite get to it. And again, we go 3-1 down after 17 minutes. This is quite some opening to this first half. We weren't quite aggressive enough in closing them down. I'm going to switch out of positive mentality into balanced and see if we can just keep the ball a little bit better for the remainder of this first half. We're not doing badly. Possession stats are even. We've had the slightly the better in the shots created. XG ratings aren't terrible either, but they've been really very, very clinical in front of goal, and we need to up our game if we're going to get anything from this. 40 minutes on the clock now, so we've moved on 20 minutes since that last highlight. No highlights to tell of since, and it looks like we'll be going in at half-time 3-1 down. And we are. Is the title, excuse me, just slipping away? It feels like it might be. So what are we going to do about it? Well, the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to go into the tactics. We're going to change this up a little bit. So bring out the match, the pitch view. We're going to go into our 4-4-2 custom wing play style, and we'll see whether we can get anything from this. And to do that, we're going to take Morrison out, and we're going to put Henderson in to play alongside Abu Bakar up top. So we'll switch the mentality around, the tactical style around, the formation around. We're going to go back into positive to start this second half. So that's the first change we're going to make. We are then going to go into the team talk, and we're again going to, what we're going to do, we're going to point the finger. You know that first half wasn't good enough. Show me something else in the second half. And once we go back out into this second half, we'll go into the shouts and fire them up and see if we can catch Man United a little bit cold right at the beginning of this second half. We'll see. 5 minutes in suggests that we didn't. And that's a little bit disappointing. Nothing early doors for us. Mason Greenwood has picked up a knock for Man United and has had to go off, though. So that helps us out a little bit. He's a bit of a pain up top. I'm sure they got plenty of good alternatives, though. And at 65 minutes, it's quiet compared to the first half. But that really doesn't help us, does it? Here we go with a corner kick. The corner gets cleared by Manchester United. We pick up the loose ball. Calafiori finds his way out to the left-hand side. A ball over the top for Abu Bakar at the near post. And he couldn't quite do what I think it was Rayner in the first half did for Man United and put that underneath the goalkeeper. But we get another corner and then the highlight dies. It's still very disappointing in terms of the quality in front of goal. So we're going back into this tactical page. We're going to switch it up again. We're going to go full-on gegenpress. No apologies for that. We're going to take out... what are we going to do here? We're going to replace Calafiori down the left-hand side, because I feel like with the gegenpress on, we could potentially get some better support from INL down that left-hand side. And in theory, Henderson has come in and played really poorly. But who do we put in his place? Because he's the only natural striker, really, that we had on the bench. Lawrence can play that position. Do I want to rotate Henderson out? Or do I want to protect one of these other players? I think... Oh, these are the decisions you live and die by, aren't they? I think I'm going to take him out. He's not playing well. It hasn't impacted the game. We'll put Lawrence up there instead. And we'll put him in as the deep lying forward on support, just to get involved in the play a little bit more, and we'll see whether that makes any difference. As soon as we come back out, and we can do, we will change up the mentality and go attacking for the last 10-15 minutes, because we've got nothing else to lose here, really. The title is slipping away from us at this point. With 15 minutes to go, we need 2 goals to keep it moving forward to that last day of the season. Time is ticking. It looks like we're going to fall short a little bit. 10 minutes to go. I feel like I've done as much as I can do. It's just about the players now. Can they find a route through to goal? Ball goes up. Abu Bakar loses out the possession, but we get it back again. Put it over the top again, but it didn't quite work out. And again, Man United on the counter-attack down their left-hand side. Rides a couple of challenges, puts it back into midfield. They keep working the ball very nicely. There's a brilliant through ball. Good challenge. And eventually their shot goes way wide of the goal and doesn't really cause the goalkeeper any problems. But it ate into the time, and we've got minutes, seconds remaining now, and it looks like Manchester United have done enough to win the Premier League, and they have. So there you go. We pushed them as far as we could this season. It was a title race that I never quite expected to be involved in. I thought we were basically going to get into the top 4 at the push, and it became a lot more than that. Unfortunate today, we came up against the Premier League champions, and they looked it at times, didn't they, compared to what we were able to achieve. But we're going to have to dust ourselves off, play the Villa match, get some of those cobwebs out of our system, and then go and approach Manchester City in the FA Cup final. And it will be that match that we'll do in a second, so bear with me. So before we get into the FA Cup final and finish off this entire series, here we are. We have finished the Premier League campaign. It was a slightly disappointing end. If we go and have a look at the fixtures, you'll see the last few games, we didn't quite manage to do enough. 3 draws and 1 loss in there. Just at the point where we needed properly to be on our top form, we couldn't quite manage it. And in the end, we finished 3rd in the Premier League. 3rd behind Manchester City by 2 points, behind Manchester United in the end by 6 points. Excuse me. And it is Manchester United that win the Premier League title. We now have to switch our attention to Manchester City in the FA Cup final. Can we find a way to do the domestic cup double this season? We have already won the Carabao Cup, the League Cup in England. Can we go and win the FA Cup in our final season as well? It's going to be a tricky one, but let's find out. So fortunately, we were able to rotate a little bit against Villa, just enough to keep everybody fit and healthy. Most people are. INL is out, Thompson is out, that's fine. They are not in the starting lineup anyway, normally. So we've gone with our completely normal first 11. The only change that I've made since the last match was White comes in on the right-hand side for Fernandes, who I just don't think is quite having the best of times at the moment. We'll see if White can do any better. But other than that, we are completely fit and healthy and ready to go. So, for the final time in this series, for the final time in Football Manager 2021, the team that we're going in for the FA Cup final with is Wendell in goal, Swan at right back, Calafiori at left back, Claridge and Colombini in central defence, Maguire, Betchlis and Morrison in central midfield, White on the right, Lax on the left, and Abu Bakar up top, with a bench of Joan, Burns, Silva, Marks, Fernandes, Lawrence and Signorelli. So let's get into the last match of the series and see what happens. So a lot of the team talk options, to be honest, were talking about being underdogs and huge underdogs and can we go out there and cause an upset? And I didn't really want to use any of them. So in the end, I outstretched my arms with as much positivity as I could. I said, this is a great opportunity to show all the pundits they've been right to back you up. So let's see if that can get us a slightly more motivated performance in this FA Cup final. So we're going to go straight into the kickoff, click through all of this build-up, and we're going to see how we get on. I'm not expecting to win, but I'm hopeful that we can put in a good performance and hope that we can win. This series has been magnificent. 14 seasons it's taken to get from tier 7 in the English football system up to the Premier League, and this season to have finished third, I think is pretty spectacular. That would have put us in a Champions League spot for next season had we continued on, but the time is out for us. We've now got to move over to FM22 whenever that drops in the next few days. But for now, it's about the FA Cup final. 16 minutes in, we move the ball brilliantly well out on that right-hand side. Morrison waits in the centre of the penalty box. Eventually, the cross comes in, and it's McGeary on the ball. He puts it out wide for Swan. Plenty of space out there. And Morrison, just at the top of the 6-yard box, puts the ball in the back of the net. Is there going to be an offside position here? There is not. He was onside. It's a legitimate goal. And in the FA Cup final, we go 1-0 up and immediately we're going to go back down to balanced mentality rather than positive and try and keep the ball. Esposito gets injured for them as well. So that's another bonus for us in the ruthless life that is a football manager. But yeah, as I was saying, 14 seasons, up from tier 7 into the Premier League, finished third, won the League Cup this season. We've reached the FA Cup final. Can we find that one last bit of silverware to top this complete series off? Man City are not going to go out without a fight, though. On that occasion, we do boot it clear in our defensive area, and Abu Bakar tries to nibble away at the defender and win the ball, doesn't quite manage it, and Man City sort themselves out and then go down this right-hand side for them. Can we find a way to, again, defend it? We do. Calafiori does brilliantly, sends it up early again to Abu Bakar, and maybe that's where we're not quite at the races just at the moment in terms of getting the ball through the team up to Abu Bakar. A little bit better there, but the pressure was on. White came in, won that loose ball down the right-hand side, gets into the box. Morrison, again, with this is going to be the Morrison FA Cup final, potentially. At 36 minutes, White does brilliantly. We've tried a couple of times to get it up to the top guys. Eventually, White does that. Jinks past a player there, gets into the box. Morrison a little bit fortunate with a bit of a ricochet there, but on the second attempt, puts it at goal and it goes past the goalkeeper and we go in 2-0 up. Can we take that lead through to half-time? 5 minutes to play till half-time, and is looking really very good at the moment. It's a slow build-up for us on this particular highlight. Right from the goalkeeper, we'll have to move it right the way up the team to get a chance out of it. And we put it in midfield, and it was a loose ball in midfield. Bestless loses out. And Man City have made us pay for it. Giovanni goes through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, having that little bit of an error in midfield. Sweeping it in there from the right-hand side didn't quite work. Man City countered very quickly. That's a lovely through ball and a very good finish. Pinpoint accuracy in the bottom corner. And we may be lucky to go in with a lead at this point at half-time. We need to keep the momentum moving forward. Can we reach half-time? We do. 2-1 up. Not quite as good as it was a couple of minutes ago, but still better than maybe we could have hoped for at this point. And Morrison is doing the business for us. How do we approach this second half? At the moment, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, because if you look at the match statistics, they've had 2 shots at goal, 1 on target, and 0.2 XG rating, 47% of the possession. We've had 7 shots at goal, 3 on target, 0.89 XG rating, and a 53% possession share. So we're doing really well. We are absolutely competing. It's about getting this team talk right and moving them into the second half. So we're going to pump the fists and we're going to say You've got one hand on the cup. Go out there and make sure you have both hands on it at the end of full time. Let's see if we can get a really positive second half display out of them. We're going to demand more from them in this early part of the second half and see how we cope with Manchester City, who have got their tails up a little bit at the end of that first half, coming back into the game. Let's see if we can keep this really quiet as much as we can all the way through the second half, but we haven't managed it. 57 minutes on the clock. Man City have tied the game. And it was coming, you could feel it as soon as the highlight started up down that right-hand side. It was a good position for them to start a highlight in. They've got some very good players. They work it very nicely down the right-hand side. Garcia jinks past the defender, gets the ball in. Vera running in on the defence, who are very static, gets ahead of them all. And now they've taken us to 2-2. So we're going to go back to positive. They've just made a little switch around there themselves. We're going to maintain as we are just for now. With 20 minutes left to go coming up. We're going to make a couple of changes soon, but we're just going to hold out just for a little while and see if we can make the most impact possible in the last sort of 15 minutes of the game. The game is drifting a little bit. Now is our time, I believe. 75 minutes on the clock, 15 minutes to play. Can we avoid extra time by winning it before then? Are we going to get sucker punched at the end by Manchester City? We'll see. So, unfortunately for us, Lax and Abu Bakar, who are two of our best players, 100% they are not having the best of days. I don't really want to take both of them out. We're going to take Lax out though. 6.3 is not good enough. We're going to leave Abu Bakar in. And we're going to go down the other side and take White out, not having the impact I hoped he would. Fernandez comes in, and now we are going to have to go and do something slightly different, I believe. And so what we're going to do, are we going to go into the 4-2-3-1? No, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the 4-4-2. We're going to switch it up to Gegenpress again, and we're going to take... do I want to take Morrison out and put a striker in? No, what I'm going to do is take Betchless out on a yellow card, and we're going to put Signorelli in, and then we're going to switch him and Morrison round, and Morrison will play in that slightly deeper midfield role. We'll give him an attacking midfield support Metzala role. Signorelli goes up top to play alongside Abu Bakar. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go attacking, not very attacking. That doesn't always work. So we've made a few changes there. Personnel, style of play, formation, attacking mentality. Let's see whether there's something we can get from these last few minutes. We'll fire them up for the last 10 minutes of the game. City go close there, but it's a goal kick. Can we find one opportunity to win this game in normal time? And it's our possession on a highlight. We had a throw in deep in our half down his right-hand side. But Man City have won the ball back. We were not quite accurate enough in passing. And that's a really good move from Vera. Jinks past the defender, gets into the box. And fortunately for us, Wendell is behind the shot and he holds on to it nicely and saves us a little bit there. Man City have gone into the 4-3-3, so they're searching for this win as well. Something's got to give. Unfortunately, Man City have got it. 85 minutes on the clock. They've got a brilliantly struck goal. The free kick goes to the top of the box, back to the original free kick taker who runs in on goal at the top of the box, then pretty much takes most people by surprise, including the goalkeeper, and blasts it from long range. And that is a really fantastic goal. Is it going to deny us an FA Cup? I don't feel I can change too much more than what we've already done. I fear the Manchester clubs have had the better of us today, and they have. Manchester United beat us to the Premier League title. Manchester City beat us to the FA Cup. We come away in our last season a little bit disappointed, really, that we couldn't quite find a way to win one of those two trophies. But the two Manchester clubs are really good. And we did, in the end, win a trophy in our last season in the League Cup, slightly earlier in the season. So overall, I'm claiming this as a big plus point on this series. If we were continuing on, I think this particular season would have been a real catalyst to us moving into Europe properly, getting a lot more finance behind the club and continuing to challenge for things. Today, we were close, but not quite close enough. So there we have it. That is the end of the entire series. Truro City, we got them up to third place in the Premier League, got them to an FA Cup final, won the League Cup. It's not a bad end to the whole series. I just wish we could have got one more season out of them, basically, but we couldn't quite manage it. FM22 is on the horizon, so stick around on the channel. We've got a lot of good stuff coming. We've got an Aston Villa beta series. One season at Aston Villa to see if we can set Dean Smith some targets to match, and later in his after his season is finished, I'll come back with an update episode to see who won the beta battle between me and Dean Smith, and then we move into the returning Rolling in the Isles. Rolling in the Isles returns for FM22. My British Isles Journeyman series will start roughly when the game officially launches on the 9th of November, so keep an eye out for that. Between now and then, though, we've got all sorts of things going over on Twitch as well, so come and check me out over there. Once FM22 drops in the beta, we'll be starting a new series over there on Twitch as well, so come and check me out over there. Check all of the links in the description for all of my social medias, etc., and come and join the United City community. The more the merrier. Click a like button on this particular episode if you could. Until next time, until FM22, take care. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.